Just 5 more minutes. Just one more video. Dude, why is this so addictive? I was supposed to start my homework 3 hours ago. I am so lost.
Am I interrupting, or are you waiting for your brain to officially turn into strawberry jam?
Hoody, you broke my streak, man. I was in the flow.
Flow? Hoodie, you're not a surfer on a wave of success. You're a digital junkie in a lab experiment. Your brain is being wrung out like a wet rag by algorithms. You want to know why you have zero discipline? It's not a personality flaw. It's biology. Put the phone down.
The brain as a hard-nosed accountant. Your brain, Hoody, is basically a Stone Age accountant. It operates on a simple economic principle. Where can I get the maximum return for the minimum energy investment? In the Stone Age, this was a survival strategy. If you wasted energy hunting a mammoth and caught nothing, you were dead. So your brain learned high effort with uncertain reward, avoid at all costs. Low effort with guaranteed pleasure, green light. The problem, today we don't hunt mammoths, we hunt likes and shorts. The modern world has been engineered by teams of scientists to hack this exact survival program. You're not lazy, Hoody. Your brain is just being efficiently exploited.
Dopamine, the drug of anticipation. Let's get the microscope out, Hoody, and talk about the star of the show, dopamine. Deep inside your skull sits a tiny cluster of neurons called the nucleus accumbens. This is your brain's motivation engine. It runs on a fuel you know all too well. Most people think dopamine is the pleasure chemical, but here's the plot twist almost everyone gets wrong. Dopamine is the desire molecule, the wanting chemical. Your dopamine levels don't explode when you receive the reward, they spike when you anticipate it. When you hear your phone buzz or when your thumb hovers over the screen to load the next clip, that is the moment your brain floods you with dopamine. That's why scrolling feels so compelling, because your brain is programmed to believe the next click might bring the ultimate reward. Every time your thumb swipes, your brain whispers, maybe this next video will be the funniest thing ever. Boom, dopamine hit. You aren't searching for joy, you're searching for the next hit. It's an endless loop of anticipation that keeps you hooked like a junkie on a fishing line without ever truly letting you feel satisfied.
The dark side, withdrawal and downregulation. This is where it gets ugly. When you constantly bombard your brain with cheap dopamine hits, social media, junk food, gaming, a protective mechanism kicks in, downregulation. Imagine your brain is a room with a gigantic stereo system. If the music is blasting at full volume constantly, your brain says, "Whoa, this is way too loud." It protects your nerves by radically reducing the number of dopamine receptors, your antennas for joy. It turns the volume of the world down low. It's like wearing earplugs at a rock concert. This is why after a day full of social media and gaming, you feel so incredibly empty and unmotivated. You're not lazy, Hoody. You're experiencing a tolerance effect, just like with a drug. The result? Normal things that used to give you joy, reading a book, going for a walk, doing homework, suddenly feel deathly boring or like punishment. Not because they are boring, but because effort to reward ratio is completely broken. Your brain has been calibrated to respond only to atomic explosions of stimuli. The silence of the real world is now simply painful for your numbed brain. Your brain has turned down the volume on satisfaction so low that normal light looks like total darkness. The effort to reward ratio is completely broken because your brain has been calibrated to only react to atomic explosions of stimuli. The silence of the real world is now just painful for your numbed brain. You've built a tolerance. You're a dopamine junkie who needs stronger and stronger kicks just to feel normal.
The detox phase, why restlessness is a victory. A dopamine detox doesn't mean you stop having dopamine. Without it, you wouldn't be able to get out of bed. It means removing the artificial, extreme sources. When you start the detox, you're going to go through hell, at least for a few days. You'll be irritable, restless, maybe even anxious. That's not a sign of weakness, Hoody. That's withdrawal. Your brain has gotten used to an artificially high level of stimulation, and now you're taking it away. It is screaming for its digital sugar. Most people quit right here because they think they're doing something wrong, but the opposite is true. This restlessness is the sound of your brain reorganizing itself. And if you push through, the magic of neuroplasticity, also called upregulation, happens. Your receptors start becoming sensitive again. The dimmer switch in your head is slowly being turned back up. Activities that seemed impossible before suddenly start to make sense again. An apple starts tasting sweet again. A conversation becomes interesting again. You aren't becoming a new person, Hoody. You're just returning to factory settings. You're relearning what it means to be driven by internal satisfaction instead of external manipulation.
Strategic substitution. Your brain hates a vacuum. When you remove the cheap dopamine, you have to replace it with sustainable satisfaction. But we have to distinguish between pleasure and true satisfaction because there is a massive difference. Pleasure is immediate, requires zero effort, but it leaves you empty. True satisfaction, the feeling after a hard workout or finishing a project, is delayed and requires effort. But ironically, in the long run, true satisfaction produces a much more stable dopamine level. It activates your prefrontal cortex, the CEO part of your brain. Every time you choose discipline, you're retraining your reward system. In the first week, reading a book or going for a walk without headphones will feel incredibly boring, but stick with it. After a few days, your brain learns, hey, if I open this book, I learn something new and feel good afterward. You're building a new neural pathway. True satisfaction actually produces more dopamine in the end than quick scrolling. It's just a cocktail that gets mixed slower. It's the feeling of a runner's high or the pride after a hard day's work. That is the stuff real discipline is made of. You're upgrading your operating system from impulsive Stone Age ape to modern thinker.
Strategic environment design and the social baseline. Never rely only on your willpower, Hoody. Willpower is like a phone battery. It's empty by the end of the day. You have to design your environment so that discipline is the path of least resistance. This is called friction. If your phone is next to your bed, you will scroll, 100% guaranteed. Want to scroll less? Increase the friction for bad habits. Put the phone in another room. Delete the apps. Use website blockers. Make it hard to do the bad thing. Want to read more? Put the book on your pillow. Make it easy to do the good thing. Your brain always chooses the path of least resistance, so make sure discipline is that path. And pay attention to who you surround yourself with. Your social environment determines your dopamine baseline. If everyone around you is just binging and scrolling, you will automatically be pulled into that undertow. Seek out people who value focus and deep work. When you see others working hard, it becomes normal for your brain. You are not just what you do, but also who you observe. Design your life so that satisfaction is effortless to start and distraction costs you real effort. Every barrier you build between yourself and the phone is a vote for your future self.
Okay, the first 10 minutes were hell. I thought my head was going to explode from boredom. But now I've actually written 2 sentences without dying.
Congratulations, you just signed your prefrontal cortex up for a gym membership. Feels weird, doesn't it? This focus thing.
It's quiet, stable somehow.
What about you? Are you ready to fire your inner Stone Age accountant? Identify your worst dopamine source. Social media, gaming, junk food? Banish it for the next 7 days. Just 7 days. Watch how your brain rebels, and then how it heals.
And tell us in the comments which app makes you feel the most lost. I bet it's TikTok.
Subscribe if you don't want to leave your brain in the hands of algorithms. See you on the other side of withdrawal.